Hey, what's up, guys? This is Mash the Stampede. We are here with Clipburn and Hacho. This is for Cybrlich and the Death Cult of Labor. We're, of course, here at Anime NYC at the Play NYC activation. This game looks really cool. Why don't you guys tell us a little bit about it?
Sure. So, yeah, it's about being a buff, meat-headed barbarian hacker taking out a big, evil, hyper-corporate Cybrlich CEO and his army of minions. Yeah, it's a first-person 2.5D boomer shooter, hand-animated. Yeah.
You eat burgers to heal your health. You smoke weed to heal your mental health, just like in real life.
Now, tell me. I mean, I get heavy Doom vibes playing this, but like, what was kind of the idea behind putting this game together?
It's kind of a long story, but I guess the short version is one of the other devs, Peter and I, we met at a hot dog eating party like a couple of years ago, and then we talked about tabletop RPGs and video games. They're an animator and I work in games. And they came to me with like a Team Fortress 2 rotoscoped animation. And they were like, this is cool, I wonder how you would do this. And I'm like, well, you could do like, outline shaders, or you could do forward-facing sprites. And they're like, oh, that sounds cool, I've been wanting to get into games, let's try it out. And so from there, that's how it started, was them applying their animation skills and trying to make that into a game. And I was like, oh, well, I probably shouldn't take on another project right now, but if we're just making one level of like a Doom-like, that seems fine. And it blew up into something completely different, which is what you see now. So,
yeah, the full demo that I got to try out was really dope. I especially like the tone as well. It's very like sarcastic. It's very like tongue-in-cheek. Maybe can you tell me a little bit about writing or some of like the elements of like the tone in this game?
Yeah, I mean, it's very like comedic, sarcastic, over the top, silly, goofy. I think a big thing is like it's a very absurd universe. Peter, who does a lot of the animation, it's people say it's kind of like a playable like Adult Swim-esque game. And the narrative, I mean, you're this barbarian, you're down on your luck, the world's passing you by. It's passing people like him by and people like you by and people like me by. There's this big tech corporation in the center of the city called Lich Corp. They're the biggest, most evil mega corporation on the planet. And you awake one day and you're like, what am I going to do? Am I going to get a job at Lich Corp? And you're faced with a choice. You can either sign an employment contract and become part of the Lich Corp's undead army of minions and send emails at your desk until you die, or you can take the Employee of the Month sword off the back wall and start carving your own path in the world.
I particularly like that scene where you're taking that sword off of the wall. To your point about how this does really feel like a bit of a Adult Swim flavor with some of the humor. And now, tell me, you mentioned that this was hand-drawn.
Yeah, it's all hand animated. Yeah, and then Hacho actually does a lot of the.
Yeah, some of the animation stuff and all the environment work. But yeah, all the characters, all of the first-person animations, all the weapons, all the enemies are fully hand animated in Adobe Flash, all by Peter. And it's like it's been a pretty interesting and tough time technically making all these elements work in this 3D space. But over time, we've made it like mesh a lot better, and it's kind of like a balancing act, doing all the 3D and making them match the 2D, and like making things not stand out too much from each other. But definitely, yeah, all hand animated. That's a big thing for us. It's all cell animation. It's great. Yeah.
And it integrates really well into like the gameplay, which I want to ask you a couple of questions about the gameplay. So like, tell us what you're going to be fighting with, like how deep is the combat, and what kind of weapons will players be able to pick up?
So I mean, right now in the game we have 3 weapons that we're showing today, which is the Employee of the Month sword, we have a Hellborn revolver, and we have an explosive Mountain Dew bottle. Not a Mountain Dew bottle. It's explicitly not a Code Red Mountain Dew bottle, the gamer fuel. It is something else. But you shake it up and you throw it in and it explodes. And then you have the burgers to heal your physical health, the deep weed to heal your mental health. In the full game, we're probably going to have like a modular weapon system where every time you're in a break room, that's a checkpoint where you can switch out your loadouts. And you'll have a variety of different utility items, weapons, and stuff like that that will suit whatever challenge you're facing. As far as the enemies, I mean, right here today, it's skeletons, big demons, a vampire middle manager, In the pipeline, we have like a cyber demon and these little imps that come up and steal shit from you and stuff like that. As far as the final count of how many weapons and enemies and stuff, that's going to be contingent on like, you know, a lot of things, like what the ultimate scope of the game is, how much funding we get, etc. I mean, at this stage, we're still pretty early, just in terms of like, we're about to do a Kickstarter in a few months. We're talking to some publishers, and right now this is all just running on like hopes and dreams. So, you know, we'll see what happens.
But yeah, so this game immediately stood out to me on the Play NYC show floor, and I think it's going to stand out to a lot of people at home. So for anyone watching, where can they find out more about you guys, about this game, anything that's available, and any updates?
Yeah, so you can wishlist the game on Steam. You can pre-save our Kickstarter. You can follow our Discord. You can see us on Instagram, Blue Sky, Twitter, etc. I think it's just at Cybrlich, right? And yeah, I mean, thanks for coming by. Thanks for checking out the game.
And thank you guys for watching. We hope you guys check out this game, and we'll definitely have more Play NYC, Anime NYC 2025 content for you very soon. So like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.